Is there something more that you wish to achieve?
Oh my gosh, yes. But it's not like ambitious. Ambition. It's not ambition. It's no, I don't teach English. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not a ladder that I'm trying to climb. I think it's just, there's like, everything keeps evolving, and education, like our students, the demographic has changed, the way they learn has changed, their attention has changed to almost non-existent. So, you have to like keep up with that, not just keep up, but be inspired by it. And I think that's the idea. It's your mindset. You can't be like, oh no, they have phones now. What are we going to do? Because we still allow our students to have their phones.
Yeah, we're the only institutions, or like adult education compared to the youth sector, we're allowed to have cell phones. How do you find that has changed the dynamic of the classroom?
It's changed a lot.
Because you've been teaching for a while.
Yeah.
How has it changed?
There are some students who just end up on Facebook. And, you walk past them and they'll put it away, or they'll pretend they're doing something else. And it's like, okay, how can I inspire you to use your phone in a way that feels fun? Like, what is it about Facebook, right? Or the scrolling or whatever it is, some are shopping. What is it that's like, that's fun? You know what? Shop in English or check something out on Facebook in English. Like, at least make it so you are improving your language. For me, it's easier because the language, but for you in academics, how have you found it challenging?
It is so challenging. I feel like at any given moment, you come into the classroom and half of them will be on their cell phones. At the beginning, it used to bother me a lot. I would almost take it personally.
Okay.
But then when I realized that cell phones are an addiction, and it's not about the teacher, it's about the students that are addicted to their devices, I realized that I can't change that. I can't remove that from them. So instead, I can help them limit their use of their cell phones. And I always give them the option. I say, if you feel like you have no control over the device, you can leave it on my desk. Leave it here for 20 minutes, for 30 minutes, because out of sight, out of mind, right? If your cell phone is right next to you while you're working, and I get it myself as well, I sometimes need a mind break. And so I'll stop what I'm doing, check social media or answer some messages and then go back to work. But I feel like I've created a bit more discipline around that where, I can keep it aside. But with our youth, our younger students, they're on it like 24/7. And so it's been a challenge for sure. And I'm cannot to fight them on it, but I want to give them the tools. I want to make them responsible for their own learning as well. So they have the option to give me their cell phone, put the cell phone away. And if it becomes repetitive, eventually we do have to figure out, like, is this the right setting for you right now? Are you motivated enough? And usually if you test their motivation for being in the classroom, they will start to change. No, miss, I really want to be here. I love the classroom. I do want to be here. So they'll put her away. So I feel like it needs to come from within.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, it doesn't always work, but in an ideal situation, it does. And the ones that stay stuck on their phone, they see the others around them. Okay, how come that student already bought another exam? Like, look, they're working. And I feel like they will motivate each other that way. So I don't need to remove the cell phone. I need to show them what does being disciplined look like in the classroom. It means, getting work done, assignments, exams, passing. So yeah.
That's a great question. What does being disciplined look like in the classroom? That's a beautiful question.
And I'm sure it's different, right, from maybe our levels to your levels, and it's different from maybe the youth sector and the adult sector. But it's a question to keep in mind, and I'm sure it changes all the time, right? From season to season, because we know come winter, students, I find their morale drops a little bit, so they're not as motivated, might not be as disciplined. I don't know about you, but our attendance might drop around snowstorms and very cold days. So, yeah.
On a side note, have you ever read the book The Four Agreements?
Yes, a long time ago.
So one of them is don't ever take anything personally.
As a Libra, I take everything personally. But that's a great one. Don't take anything personally.
You shouldn't take anything personally. And like I find the success for me, and success is measured in different ways. And I have to like honor myself. I can't always be like, oh, you think I'm a good teacher? Oh, really? It's like, no, you know what? I have the experience. Yes, I do my best. And I think I'm an okay teacher, But part of what has helped me not burn out is that it's the way I care. So I care, but I care in a way that isn't like 24/7. Like I can't do that because I'll burn out. So if someone's on their phone, I'm not like, oh my God, I'm a horrible teacher. It's like, you know what? I don't know what's going on in their lives. I don't know what's happening. And they took 5 minutes to be on Facebook. It's not a reflection of my capacity. It's not even a reflection of theirs. It's like society's this buzzing. You gotta call.
Looking back on your career, Mish, what is one achievement that you're most proud of? If you can even think of one.
Yeah, exactly. I can't think of one. It's not that I have many. I can't think of one.
Every day, I'm sure you have amazing things that go on in the classroom, but is there a moment where you're like, I'm so proud, whether it's about you or your students?
It's the spark you see when they finally get it.
You mentioned wanting to grow as a leader in adult education. You mentioned this tonight. How? What does leadership mean to you?
I think it's walking your talk.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. It's just you show up, you do your best, and you model what you expect of yourself. I don't think leadership at this point in my life means that you need to manage anyone other than yourself. I think managing myself is enough for me.
Do you picture yourself more in leadership roles in the future?
I don't. I love the classroom.
In a way, you're the leader of your classroom. So I think you're already in that role.
Yeah, I can't like administrative. Is that what you're saying?
I guess is that the next step for teachers? And I don't know. Would that be administration? Would it be consulting? I don't know what that looks like.
I don't know. I thought, I was asked 3 times to go into consulting, and I just love the classroom so much. I love it. I love it. It's my playground.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
And while you're energized now, while you're feeling the spark, while you're going through all of that now, if you were to maybe leave the classroom and go do it with as the other teachers, who knows if that spark will still be there because you're no longer with your constituents. You're no longer with your students who are giving you that drive. So who knows? What is one misconception that people have about AI in education?
It's a great question. What is one misconception in education? You see, that goes back to collaboration. I don't think I'm talking to enough people to know what the misconception is.
Okay.
Sorry, I know that wasn't the ideal answer. It's an answer. It's my answer, and I own it.
Would you say that AI, well, you mentioned it wouldn't replace the teacher. Would you say that it's helping students complete their work?
No, it's doing the opposite.
Exactly, right? So that I think that could be a misconception that AI that is meant to help students is actually hindering their learning.
Yeah, they'll send in or they'll give me work that's AI generated.
Teachers always know. We always know.
And I'll tell them, listen, this is AI generated. I'd like you to rewrite it or take the time. No problem. So they send me like a tweaked version of their AI. So they basically took what AI generated, put it through AI, and make it sound like it's not AI, and I'm like, "I still know this is AI." Like, and then you have okay, we're laughing, but you have to see the core and say, "Okay, why is this happening to the student? Why what's happening? Is there, are they not understanding the task or and you have to go deeper
Yeah.
if they're doing that. But yeah, it's not I don't think it's helping students. I think a lot sometimes I'm teaching and they'll put it through AI and they're like, "Yeah, but AI gave me this answer." I said, "Yes, the AI is wrong." And they're like, "Yeah, you're right. You're right. AI does make a lot of mistakes." I don't know. We're not there yet. I think we're sort of exploring it.
So, Mish, there's another part of your story that speaks deeply to resilience and rebuilding. Last year, you went through something pretty traumatic. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure.
Was it traumatic?
No,
I
it
don't even.
wasn't traumatic.
Okay, it wasn't
No,
traumatic.
I mean, it could have been. It could
Yeah,
have been.
it could have been.
It could have been. In a nutshell, I was working. I was in class, and I got a text from the CLSC because my dad lives in the same building that he was evacuated, and I thought nothing of it. And then on WhatsApp, they posted that there's a fire, and they posted a video, and there was a blazing fire on the fifth floor where I live, and my instinct was like, "Oh my gosh, is that my apartment? No, it's not." And it's weird because I didn't know what to do. And I told my students, they're like, "Why are you still here? You should be there."
Hmm.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, I've I've made it sound so banal, which it wasn't.
I mean, there's just the fact that the CLSC messaged you to say that, or called you to say that your dad was evacuated. That in and of itself, I think,
Right.
English teacher here, speaking,
I
that
get
in
it.
and of itself should make you panic. No.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I didn't think of it like that. I
So
didn't
what
think
happened after?
so I ended up going there, and the whole block was blocked off, and there were 70 firemen, and there was the Red Cross, and the CLSC was there, and the police was there, and I parked my car so far away, and as I'm walking, and it was cold, it was December, I told the policeman, I said, "This is I live here," and he says, "Okay," they let me in, and the building next to us was really wonderful. It's a seniors residence, and they took everyone in, and they gave food to everyone. I found my dad, and he's like, "Oh, what happened? What
Oh.
happened?" He doesn't actually talk like that. And I said, "Yeah, Dad, this and this," and I hadn't really understood what happened. And everyone got to go back to their apartments, and I was one of the last ones, and because I was on the fifth floor, and the fireman said, "I can escort you to your apartment." And I said, "Okay." And I don't even I didn't understand what was happening. It's weird. I think my brain sort of was in survival or take care of my dad, and that's all that mattered at that moment. And then once he was safe, then I went upstairs. Well, we took the elevator, and there's this fireman and myself, and he says, "Do you know what you're gonna take?" I said, "I don't know." And as the elevator doors open, it's pitch black and the walls are full of soot, and the smell was horrific. Like, I've never smelled anything like that before. And I'm making my way to my apartment, and my door was broken. And it was, I think, the only door on the floor that was broken, because they couldn't open it, or they had to break it down, and that's because I did, like, a protection thing beforehand. Like, when I lived there, I'm like, protect my home." It was protected so well that the firemen couldn't break down my door. So, okay, that worked, and all the smoke found its way out through my apartment. So I go in, and I'm like, "What do I take?" What do
Was it safe to say that everything you owned was covered in black?
It was. It was, and it smelled. Everything smelled. And I took my contacts, which and I that's all I did. And the next day I returned with the insurance and they said, "Take your passport," and I did, and, I wanted to it's weird because I wanted to steal stuff from my own place. It's like, "Oh, maybe I could take my favorite mug, or maybe I could take this. Oh, maybe I could take that," and it was weird because when I touched it, it was like, "Ugh, this is horrific," and I felt homeless.
Would you say that was one of the hardest parts of the fire?
Yeah, it wasn't the objects. At the end of the day, the insurance was another I'm not even gonna discuss that at this moment, but it was okay. But it's the objects were taken by the insurance and cleaned and blah, 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 and, um, it was this feeling of, like, I have nowhere to go, even though that wasn't true. There were many people who opened up their homes who said, "Yes, come, be here with me." But I it was a weird feeling of, "Oh, I just wanna go home." And I'm like, "Oh, wait, yeah, that's weird." But I did learn a lot of things. First, I learned that we are not the objects we own. Okay, we don't even need half of the stuff we own, but they're fun to own.
Mhm.
And second, like, the people come together in such a beautiful way to support you through whatever you're going through. And, we have resilience and we can make our home anywhere. And that's what I learned is that home is really who I am and the people I spend time with. And it's taught me so much that I don't see life the same anymore. And Galileo has been super supportive. I have to say, amazing.
We do have a great staff here.
But not like,
Yeah.
staff. Yeah.
Did it affect how you show up in the classroom, like, in the week leading t after the fire? Did it affect you, emotionally, spiritually? Like, did you feel off after that fire?
I no, actually, I didn't because the people, my colleagues and my students were so supportive. It was very interesting. I got a lot of donations. Just, "Oh, really? Thank you." And either, like, Galileo came together and they gave me a wonderful gift that was greatly
Mhm.
appreciated. But I had colleagues who brought me, like, things and students who were like, "Hey," and they were just and I said, "Wow, I'm loved." That's
It
all
takes
that
a
matters.
village. It takes a village. So again, thank you for sharing that with us, Mish. Are you ready for a rapid fire
Yeah.
round?
Set the fire, rapid fire. I am the woman of fire.
Oh my gosh.
Let's
Okay,
go, let's go.
so coffee or tea?
Definitely tea, like, no doubt about it. Are you serious? I can't drink coffee because I have, like, vertigo, and it makes it worse. But let's be specific. I love Earl Grey with cream.
Okay, I'll know to bring you some Earl Grey tomorrow. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise, because that was a challenge to get up and see it.
Morning classes or evening classes?
Oh, I might get grilled for this, but evening class?
Structure or flexibility in lessons?
Flexibility, absolutely.
Tech forward tools or classic pen and paper?
Pen and paper.
One on one support or group discussions?
Group discussion.
Planning ahead or adapting on the spot?
On the spot.
Quiet classroom or lively discussion?
Lively discussion.
And finally, a closing question, Mish. What's one message that you'd want learners, especially those that are doubting themselves, to hear today?
It's so it's cheesy, but it's don't give up because it's so easy to give up, but it's so much braver to sort of keep going even when it's there's so many, and we teach adults, so there's so much going on in their lives.
Hmm.
We have to acknowledge that. There's so much going on that we don't know about. And so giving up is just like, ugh, and I've wanted to give up many times in my life. It's like, "Oh, yeah, I can do this." No, no, no. You can. Slow down, take a breath, talk to someone. talk to your teacher, and it's going to be okay.